everybody. I'm Cheryl Hamilton, and thanks a lot for tuning in today. I think you're gonna really like this project. It's a little box that holds tags, and I decided to use to do some Christmas tags because we have this pretty paper called Tidings of Christmas. I'll just show you a little bit of that. You can kind of get an idea of what's in there. And then here's the other side. So this is what the colors I chose are kind of, I chose them around that set. And then I'll teach you on this video how to make this box. Here's some of the tags. And I just want to point out this tailor-made tags. This is a really neat die set, and it has like 8 different tags and these little grommets or whatever you want to call them. Here, let me show you. So this thing opens up. I'll just show you some of the tags. And I cut out a whole bunch and put them all over the table and just did the, glued them together, and they were really fun. See how the top of it, it has this little, I'm calling it a grommet. I don't know what it is, but it's a little teeny thing so that when you put a string on it, it's gonna not pull through. It'll stay a lot nicer. So here's a couple more. And we have ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I just kind of I couldn't stop myself. And when you're done with this, he has a little belly band to keep it shut. And this would make a really neat hostess gift or something, like if you're going someplace for Thanksgiving or anything like that. I know that people would love it. Okay, so stay tuned and I'll show you how it's done. To make my tag holder box, I'm gonna start by cutting cherry cobbler cardstock, 5.5 by 5. See. And then I'm going to score it along the 5.5 side. I'm going to score it at 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. Okay, so that piece, can you see anything? That piece is ready. Then I'm going to grab Sahara sand. I need 2 of these for the little inside pockets. I'll show you what they are. For these 2 little pockets that are going to hold the stamps. I'm cutting Sahara sand 5.5 by 3.5. So I've got 2 of those. So score the Sahara sand at 1 1/4 and 1 3/4, 3 3/4, and 4 1/4. And then you turn it and score at 2 and 2.5. Okay, so there's 2, 2.5. You can see that. You do the same on the second piece, but I'll do that later. You're going to take this piece and, let me see, you're cutting off, you're leaving this middle one, and I like to cut it just, instead of cutting it straight on this line, I'm narrowing the middle piece just a little bit, and it just lines up better when you make your box. And then I'm cutting this whole corner off. Okay, do this same thing on the opposite side. Okay, so you have something that looks like this, but then I'm going to cut, see this little 1/2 inch panel here? I'm cutting all the score lines up to the next score line. There you go. So you can see that. Now I'm ready to fold all the score lines and burnish them with my bone folder. Okay, ready to put it together. Let's see what I've got. I've got some Stampin' Seal. You could use this or Tear and Tape or Stampin' Seal Plus, but this is what I see. So I'll do this. So you're kind of putting it together like a little box, and you can see I tuck the little teeny flaps to the inside, and then the box goes over like this, and then eventually you're gonna pull up that bottom thing. But the one thing I would caution you, so I'm gonna put tape along here first, and when you use Stampin' Seal, you use a very light touch. That's my only directions on that, or my only tip. If you push down hard, it's going to get all this adhesive gunked up on top, and you don't want that. So just use a real light touch. It's really easy to use and doesn't make a mess. I really like it. The only thing is, once you decide where you want stuff, you're stuck. You know, it's not like Tombow adhesive where you can move it around, unless you don't press it all. Now my only advice with this too, I'm telling you all my mistakes. So you don't want to squish it too much like this. You want it to be very squared off, and that way it'll hold your tags really nicely. So don't squish it too much, or else these tags will not, you see, this just fits perfectly in here with the largest tag that I've cut. Okay, so that's good. And then let me see, I'm just going to put some more Tear and Tape, or it's Stampin' Seal right here. And push it up there so that it's looks nice on the bottom like that. And there you go. You've got a little box. It's really simple. Next, I want to cut my belly band, and I'm going to use Evening Evergreen, and I'm cutting it at 7 by 1 1/4. Oops, let me pull this out. So there's 7. And the nice thing about this cutter, because I'm right-handed, is that I can use the right side of it. You could either put it over here 1 1/4, but when you put it down, your fingers are kind of in the way. You can still do it. But I like using this when I have real small, skinny measurements. So the 1 1/4, I just push it over to this side, and there I go. So 7 by 1 1/4, and I'm scoring it at 3/4 and 3, 4, and 6 1/4. Okay, and then also just another tip. I'm sure all of you have meant to score and you accidentally cut through stuff. So I put I write score on my little, I don't know if you can see it. I write score on my little score blade there, and that helps remind me. So I've been doing a little better at that. Let's put this together now. I'm going to use my, I'm going to just fold my base here. Gluing on my boxes. I'm just going to use Tombow, but you could use probably almost any kind of adhesive. This will stick really well. Tear and tape would have done fine too. And if you're using Stamp and Seal, I should have put it on when I didn't have a box made, when it was flatter. So this will work fine. And you're just positioning it in the middle with maybe 1/8 of an inch border around there. So there you go. Once it dries, it'll work really well. And the belly band, I'm going to burnish all these edges. Usually when I put together boxes or cards that have a belly band, you're putting things in them. So these will, the boxes are going to stay the same size, but sometimes if you're doing a mini album or something, you'll put more stuff in it, and you don't want to make the belly band like this without putting it around your box first. Does that make sense? In case it expanded a bit. So I'm in the habit of just putting it over the box and then putting it together. So let me use a little bit of Stamp and Seal. And I set things down instead of doing them in the air. It's a little bit simpler to make things, you know, line up well. So I'm doing this, and as I say that, I didn't line it up. There you go. That's pretty perfect. Okay, so there it is. That's my basic box. And now it's kind of tight. What did I do? There it goes. But now I get to decorate. Now I'm going to start decorating, and I'm going to my designer series paper called Tidings of Christmas. Now, the way that I choose all my colors is usually if I'm going to use designer series paper in a project, I'll go to the back cover, and it says on here Tidings of Christmas, and right here it says Cherry Cobbler, Evening Evergreen, Misty Moonlight, Sahara Sand, Soft Succulent, and Whisper White, which is basic white now. But anyway, so that's the big secret of how to pick the right colors. It's really simple. And trying to find something for the side, for the outside that I like. I really like this one that I did on the original one, but let me pick something different. Oh, I kind of like these trees. Those are cute. So you can do whatever you want. Of course, I'm going to cut that one. Let me see. 4 3/4 by 2. So be careful of, you know, this is going to be 2 inches here because I want my trees up and down. 4 3/4. And I need one for the front, one for the back. And that's pretty too. I might turn it over. And then the inside and outside, I think I might use the same thing. So it's kind of cute. Let me see. This is going to be 4 3/4 times 3/4. So 4 3/4 times 3/4, and you can see the 3/4 mark. You could either do this side or on the right. So I'm going to do over here. There's one of them, and then I think the others just cut the other way. Do it this way. Okay, let's glue these on. I guess I could have done this before I glued the boxes inside. That could have been a little bit easier, but it's not going to really matter. and then the back, let's do the back. I still like the trees. Can't help it. Okay, and then the last one I'll just stick on the inside. You could, this box is really useful. I mean, you could put all kinds of things in there. I think they're too skinny for gift cards. I would have to, but you could put little candy bars and stuff in it. It just dresses it up a little bit. To decorate the belly band, I wanted to use Peace, Joy, Love, which comes from Inspired Thoughts. Got all kinds of sentiments on there. And I'm going to stamp it in Cherry Cobbler on this little white circle from Layering Circles. And I was first going to put it on a little scallop one from Layering Circles, and it didn't show enough of that scallop to make me happy. So I decided to put two together, like almost on top of each other. So they're just a little bit spaced out like that. And then this is going to go right in the middle. I think I'll make them a little bit bigger. See how you can, I just like it better because you can see that little scallop a little bit more. Yeah, pop this little thing up with dimensionals and stick it on your belly band. I'm just using the very last of my dimensionals. That's why they look so. So there, I'm done with my box, except that when we did this in class, there's always some of my customers that do it even better. So I have to show you what they did. It really adds a lot. We were doing another project with this. It's in the annual catalog, the big catalog on page 11. You'll see Beauty of Friendship, this stamp set, and there is a set of dies with it with a whole bunch of trees. Well, if you look down there, there's a little teeny 2 cardinal dies. And so we got that out, and they cut it out with Cherry Cobbler, and they added them to, let me see, one goes one way, one goes the other. Isn't that so cute to put those birds on? And so I think it adds quite a bit. I like it like that. And yeah, so I'll do that. And actually, let me show you the tags. Here's another set that I had that was fun to use, Banner Year, and it has the to from. That's really fits perfectly on those. And then had a little Santa hat and Be Merry, A Treat So Sweet. Okay, so I got all my stamps out. Next thing I did was I found, this little container I had, and I just started cranking out cardstock and DSP and threw them all together in here, which was really fun. Then you just kind of lay them out like you want, and you could stamp the background or emboss, and I don't know where everything is, but anyway, you get the idea. And do this, and then add a little grommet on the top, add some string. We have really nice twines now. I think it's called Baker's Twine Essential Pack. So I have them all set up here, and then I just start putting them together. It's very fun. And so I'll show you a few of my ideas and then let you go make your own. Okay, so I'm just going to hold them up for you. Notice I had to put the cardinal on that. This one I just used Designer Series paper in the back. That's really pretty too. If you don't have a to from, or they're too, you know, they're too busy, you obviously just write on the back of the tag. And as I think I said before, these are great host gifts for, or hostess gifts for like Thanksgiving, or just a fun gift for somebody, because everybody can use tags. Last two. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you like this project and that you make your own little tag holder at home. Okay, aloha.